Hello, my name is Mordred Viking, and I'd like to welcome you to this stream of Europa Universalis 4, where you can see that we are doing a multiplayer game. However, this time I am not playing. I am, in fact, a adorable rebel. No, I'm an observer. So what I will be doing is basically sitting over the top of everything else, watching what the other players are doing, and then just giving you feedback and analysis depending on their actions. One of the complaints that I had about previous E4 multiplayer games where I was actually participating as a player is I wasn't very interactive with chat, and that is absolutely what I am planning to change this time around. So if you guys have any questions, if you want me to go and check something out, then I will catch it. This is going to be very much an open discussion. We're going to be talking, conversing about what's happening, and hopefully getting really excited about the various moves. As you can see, there are an awful lot of players. I think at the last count we have 19 players, 20 if you include me as the observer. It's a big game, and we have got most of the major powers covered. I will be jumping into chat in just a moment with the others, are all in Discord, in order to give you a breakdown and an introduction of who everyone is playing as, and then we should be in a position to get started. We're still waiting on our Castile player. He said he's going to be here in a minute or two, and because Castile is kind of a big, important power, I think we're fairly happy to wait on that. So we do have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 European players. 11, I guess you count Muscovy. 12, 13, 14. Is there anyone who hasn't picked a nation yet? Nope. Everyone's in. So yeah, this should be really, really interesting. We've got Congo, we've got Ethiopia, Morocco, Aragon, Castile, Portugal. Iberia is going to be an absolutely huge mess here. We have France, Austria, England, Brandenburg, Poland, Ottomans, Crimea, Muscovy, Denmark, Sweden, Timurids, and Diviet. We were going to have a Japan player, but they decided to jump in as Austria at the last moment. There has been an awful lot of drama, diplomacy, threats, negotiations going on in the background. It's really been quite something to kind of sit on the peripheries and watch. The community is definitely super excited for this one. Oh, we have a Holland player. Right. Yes, must not forget Holland. How could I have forgotten Holland? It's because I have roughly the same colour as the background. But like I said, we will go and introduce everyone in just a moment. Here we go. Calico, that is our Castile player. And now that they've jumped in, let's go and say hello to the players. And yeah, we'll go from there. Now be aware, there's a lot of them, so chat might be fairly noisy.
Oh my god.
Hello.
Yeah.
Hello. So I thought I'd just jump in here real quick to introduce you. I'll do this in order of where you are on the Discord thing for me, so I'll just call out your name and then you just say hi, who you're playing as, and maybe a single line about what you'd like to achieve or something like that. So we have got that fake guy.
Yeah, I'm bloody Australian, bait, and I'm playing this is the wrong accent, and I'm playing Holland, and I'm gonna kill the absolute shit out of England.
Okay, I like the sound of that. Alright, we've got Arachnos.
Hello, I am Diviet. Hopefully I get to take all of Indochina.
Alright, Blue Kiwi.
Hello, I'm playing Portugal and I'm going to be building my colonial empire.
Jolly good. Calico.
I am Steel, and I'm going to be building a better clan empire than Portugal.
Cold Rage.
I'm Austria, and I have dastardly plans.
Oh yes, Austria
all
was
I'm
who
gonna
was
say.
going to be Japan initially and switched last minute. See, already shenanigans. I like it. We've got CPM, who is currently muted. Who's CPM playing as?
He's playing as Kildare.
Kildare. Oh, we have an Irish player. Forgotten about that. So we have Kildare over here, which should be interesting. Dark Fighter.
Yeah, I'm the Timurids, and there's a juicy India right next to me.
There is, with absolutely no player nation, so I suspect that competition over India will be rife, especially when the Europeans arrive. We've got Darth Trav, who is also muted, but she is playing as Sweden, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
And then we've got Fewer.
Hello, hello. Good old Brandenburg here. I just want to, live and things.
Live, and definitely no aspirations towards Prussia, I'm guessing.
Not Not any military aspirations towards Prussia. No, definitely not. Absolutely not.
Alright, we've got General Robert E. Lee.
I'm playing as Aragon. My goal is to build a big trade empire and hopefully conquer all of Italy.
I'll definitely be watching that one with interest. We've got Helson.
Hello, I am going to be playing Poland, and my goal is to form the Greater Commonwealth and basically do the Poland mission tree and, yes, kill anybody else that gets in the way.
We have Janssen.
Hello, I'm Franz, and my plan is to stop the yellow tide.
And definitely not participate at all in the Iberian Thunderdome.
That's what.
Mean Wolf.
Hi, I'm playing as Congo, and I'm waiting for the White Devil to appear, man.
Mind Boy. Who I know was talking earlier. Oh, alright, who's Mind Boy?
Russian, Muscovy.
We have
Muscovy,
Mind Boy
yes.
in Muscovy, doing probably the Russian thing. Then you got me, but I don't really count because I'm overlording it over everyone. We've got Bacon.
Hello, I am the Turks, and I want to reunite Anatolia.
Ho ho. Alright, we've got Seraphicus.
I am Morocco, and I am seriously considering an American exodus, because, oh boy, Iberia's looking scary.
One word for you. Pirates.
Oh, yes.
Yahar.
Alright, we've got the Gaming Bob, who I think is muted. Can you talk, Bob?
No.
No. Alright, so who's Bob playing as?
England.
England. We have our English player, also probably doing a piratey game, though not officially pirates, I'm guessing. Then we've got Whiteneck Raven.
Hello, I'm the Ethiopian player. I'm basically going to spread the Coptic faith to everybody.
Oh, interesting. And then we've got the Valmar Union.
Yes, I'm going to be Denmark, and I want to colonize Greenland. Yay.
Such a worthwhile place to colonize.
That's loftiest of ambitions right there. Holy crap.
I didn't even realize you could colonize
brave,
it.
Brave.
All what? 2 provinces?
2 provinces.
2 meaningful provinces.
And then we have someone who's apparently not in chat, and that is Sferig, who is playing Crimea.
Oh, Crimea showed up.
Yep. Just not in chat.
Yeah.
The only person that didn't show up was the Korea player.
No voice.
Okay, so we were meant to have a Korea. I'm going to say I'm going to protect Korea just in case he does come. So the rules for this session, let me just go and read them out real quick. We have like a standard set of rules which we are using for this. So rule number 1, players have a 1-week immunity if they are not present. So this applies to Korea. You may not take lands from these nations in offensive wars. Defensive wars are fine. If they are not present for a 2nd week in a row, they are then fair game. If you are allied to a protected nation, you may not call them into offensive wars. We had a couple of abuses of that previously. And then rule number 3, unconditional surrender. If this is offered, then the victors have 1 minute of pause time, at which point the game will be unpaused and the subject will suffer the increased call to peace. Because this feature is intended to make peace happen quickly. We had one instance where they were like spending 10 minutes trying to discuss what the peace terms should be. You should have done that before. And then rule number 4, if you cannot maintain minimum of speed 2, I'm gonna try and keep this at speed 3 if we can. So if you're one of the people that are lagging behind, please shut the stream. Please make sure you don't have any extra browser stuff open. Make sure you're not downloading anything. Otherwise you will be kicked. Like, we need to be fairly strict on this because I want to keep things moving, because there is now a commentator who's kind of going to be sitting here drumming his fingers and again getting generally quite annoyed. Those are the basic rules. Because we are still doing the push for partner right now, I have allowed all of the players to sit in stream, but they're not going to be actively watching it. I've told them to mute it and all of that good stuff. They can watch the VOD at the end. I just wanted to make that clear if you see their names sitting in chat. It's allowed, but ... Okay, I think that is everything.
Severity said something.
Oh, so to get our plans sorted and stuff, like, are you just going to move us out of here and then, like, ask us what's going on?
Yeah, if there's something interesting coming on, I'll just drag you into the commentators box and we'll talk about what's happening. If something interesting happens, you are more than welcome to join me in the commentators box. Just don't sit there listening. Otherwise I will kick you out and ban you.
What do you mean? What do you mean something interesting happens?
if you deem it to be interesting, if you think an interesting alliance just broke, if a war between players breaks out, if you just managed to colonize America and you're super happy about it, then please do come and brag. Please do come and say, hey, I've just done this thing, you should totally check it out. Or you can, of course, hit me up in the in-game chat and just say, hey, you should look at this, or whatever.
So something like Paradox LAN party or something like that.
Yeah, I am Jake, or Chris, or Rugi, or whoever else has been...
It's a good thing you're not playing Ryugu then.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh my.
And unlike Jake, I have absolutely no biases towards Scotland. Holland, however.
Holland.
Alright, so Helson, if you want to go ahead and start the game, that would be cool. You're going to be in charge of the speed settings and all of that stuff as well. I don't know if observers can pause, so if there is the unconditional surrender thing, you'll be in charge of maintaining that.
You are allowed to pause it. It's
okay,
observers, and you're allowed to save it as well.
Okay, cool. As the host, though, I'm going to say go ahead and do it.
No problem.
Here we go, boys.
How much time are we going to do for initial moves?
Let's say 10 minutes. Is that too much?
A bit much.
5 minutes?
Well, maybe not for some of the bigger countries, but
Alright, we'll say until 20 past, so you've got 8 minutes.
Could they ever be done in 5 seconds?
That's true. Alright, 8 minutes. That's what you've got.
Works for me.
And this is a community game. It is open. Hot join, I think, is on. Should be on. If it's not, we'll turn it on. You're welcome to join, but again, please don't slow things down. Yeah, cool. Details are in the Discord server. You must join the Discord server if you want to join.
Yeah, Hot join is on, and Mamalukes would love a player.
That is true.
Yes, because you are Poland and you want me to be sandwiched, huh? Yeah, I see how it is.
Oh,
I'm pulling a knife sandwich between you, Denmark, and Muscovy. Oh no, and Austria.
True.
Right. Having one other person next to you so that can slow you down, yes.
Wait, so you mean Poland is Poland and surrounded?
Yeah. Historically, I am going to get probably partial between everybody. We'll see.
If you want a true sandwich, come and join Iberia. We still got 2 nations open.
For now.
That's true.
For now.
Alright, I'm going to jump in the commentator's box. Have fun, everyone. Enjoy.
Righto.
Alrighty.
Alright, now it is just us. Man, there's a lot of players. There's an awful lot of players. So, having seen players' strengths in the past, I'm expecting good things from Helson, I would say, because Helson's just a really strong player. Val tends to have some sneaky things up his sleeve, and he's playing once again with Trav, who he had plans with previously. Val was playing as the Maldives. Trav ended up playing as England, because she was kicked out of the Indian Thunderdome, and then ended up sending a lot of help towards Val to get Val out of the Maldives. So, expecting stuff from them. Who else? Seraphicus is another strong player. I think Morocco is going to be very much kind of sitting in the shadows and lording it over people. Calico historically has been super aggressive, so having him in the midst of the Iberian Thunderdome, I think, is going to result in some very, very interesting early wars and stuff like that. I'm sorry, I thought everyone was biased towards Scotland. I mean, honestly, I am partially Scottish, so Scottish bias is definitely going to play into it. Dutch bias is going to play into it. American bias to an extent, and then any other country that I happen to like at the time will also be entering into it. So this is going to be a probably not very, but possibly sometimes biased game. And also, we have a couple of new follows. Mindjongen, which I'm going to guess is actually Mindboy, and then we have Trashfallbag. Thank you very much for the follows. Welcome to the channel. And I'm currently selected as Helson. I need to work out how this works. Click to select a country. Click to see what all players can see. So we're going to turn off Terra Incognita so we can actually look around, although actually I should probably do that. And then there are hotkeys. Select a country, Poland. There's a control. Now one of the hotkeys I think is actually to play as that country, so I need to be a little bit careful about that. Please forgive me, I'm not used to playing an observer here, so there's going to be a little bit of getting used to all of the various options and stuff. Was that just an alliance offer between Austria and Poland? Holland wants support independence, so Holland is already trying to make a bid for freedom from Burgundy. We do not have a Burgundian player. Austria and Poland are indeed allied. That's an interesting alliance. How's Brandenburg faring in this? Brandenburg's got an alliance with Austria. Austria's being very proactive on the diplomatic front. Poland, Brandenburg, and Morocco. Castile. Castile is allied to Aragon. So we have two of the Iberians ganging together. Portugal is also allied with Aragon and with England. That's interesting. Well, actually, they start allied with England, don't they? It's the world's oldest alliance. We have got France allied only with Aragon, so France might find themselves a little bit isolated here. Ottomans, no allies whatsoever. That's dangerous, Ottomans. You need to do something about that. Same with Crimea. Crimea is in a dangerous spot. We have a player Muscovy, we have a player Poland, and we have a player Ottomans. Unfortunately, we don't have a player Genoa who could mix things up over there, although Genoa, quite honestly, often just doesn't do anything with that. Denmark. Denmark also with no allies, but they are in the Kalmar Union, so they are in a pretty strong position from the start. Is Normandy normally independent? It must be. It's been a while since I played as France. Granada is the sleeper champion of Iberia. Granada does not have an alliance with Morocco, so I think that Granada is going to die fairly quickly. Is that a chat thing? Let's open the chat. That was not a chat thing. Okay, cool. It's not right click. It's not shift click. Oh, it's control click. Okay, so control click allows me to look around. What was England doing? England also has no allies. That could be dangerous, especially if he rejects the main purchase from France. England and... Whoops, that's not England, that's the Ottomans. That's still the Ottomans. There we are. Okay, England actually has an alliance with Castile and Portugal. Fine. It was... yeah, never mind. Hey, Ben. So what's the doodling here? I'm not playing, I'm just the announcer. Yeah, I'm commentating. This is something I've never done before. I had a couple of complaints in the past where I was talking too much to the players and not enough to chat. So I thought, you know what, let's try something different. Let's turn this into a real dev clash type thing. Wow. Oh yeah, of course, England starts with the War of the Roses. We are not yet unpaused. It starts at 5%. Still just looking at the early game alliances. I mean, one thing I should probably do is set up my interesting nations. As soon as I remember how to do that. I've played this game before, honest. There we are. So, is there a players button? There isn't. So we've got a Sweden, we've got a Denmark. We've got Ottomans. No, we don't have a Scotland. Whoops. Go away, Scotland. We have a Kildare. Poland, France, Brandenburg. If I miss someone here, then please do shout out and I'll go back to them. Austria. Because I know I'm going to forget someone somewhere. Aragon, Castile, Portugal. We don't have a papal state. No battle pope, that's kind of rare. Do have a Holland, Crimea, Muscovy. We've already got Crimea. We've got Morocco. Is Morocco going to appear here? Are the Ottomans there? I don't remember seeing them. There's Morocco. Getting a little bit further out, we have a Timmy. And we don't have any Americans. We do have Diviet. We have an Ethiopia. We have a Congo. Moving through all of these. And yeah, there's a lot of players in this. I think there were 19 players when we started. It is open hot join, so if anyone wants to join us, then now would be a good opportunity to do so. There's Diviet. I think that's going to be all of them. Alright, so we should now get notifications if various events and things come through. Alright, is there a way of unselecting nations just by a hotkey? Like this button? It would be nice if that was like space or something like that. Me, I'm hoping to hot join. Are you on Discord? Do you have the details from Discord? Because if you have the server details, you should just be able to join. Hot join is on. And we have unpaused? No, we have not yet unpaused. It is 20 past. This is the deadline. Oh, there we go. Right on schedule. I am not hosting. Apparently observers can't be the host, which kind of threw a wrench into the works, like, from the start. Oh dear, we have lag already. So this is a lot of people playing over wildly different internet connections, so do expect a couple of glitches and a bit of slowness in the beginning, as we are seeing as we try and iron out the issues. And I've set a pretty strict, we will kick you if they lag out too much. So they have been warned. So hopefully it doesn't become too much of an issue. We'll see, we'll see. So do the Ottomans have any allies yet? The Ottomans are completely isolated. I mean, in terms of immediate threats, they don't have any. But going forwards, Poland's definitely going to be an issue. Austria's going to be an issue, probably. Aragon is likely to be an issue. They're kind of lucky that there's no Venice and no Genoa, and very lucky that there's no Mamelukes. However, the Timurids later on could be. Have the Timmies got any allies? See, the Ottomans and the Timurids would probably be natural allies. Because the Timurids are basically going to block eastward expansion. The Ottomans can go south into Africa. They can go off to Morocco. Other players are Morocco and Ethiopia and Congo. Congo is probably too far away, but Ethiopia and Morocco could be potential allies. I'm just very surprised that they've not made any alliance offers at present. Who's the host? Helson. We are keeping more or less in step at Speed 2, so it looks like Speed 2 is what we're going to manage. Again, this is not an actual dev clash, so speeds, we're not sitting on an office LAN. Internet does play into this, and not everyone here are professional YouTubers. They probably don't have the best internet anyway. No early war, England-France war, that is true. England gave up Maine. Maine actually went to Normandy. Is Normandy a vassal? Wait. English vassal. Oh, did they give it up from Normandy? I could have sworn. Did they release Normandy? They probably released Normandy in order to avoid the main war. Lurkers for the Lurker God. Partner for the partner throne. Oh man, yesterday was such a good day for the partnership. I got like 111 people average over the entire day. It was insane. So I had one kind of blip, which was a 66 average, and that 111 definitely evens it out. Oh man. Eagle is lagging a lot, which is annoying. I'd like our Aragon player to stay. So Castile looks like they are drilling, but they're also moving one of their armies. Portugal not yet doing much. Aragon just sitting there, but they are on full maintenance. France is building up additional forces. Is France anyone concerned about anyone? The other thing we should look at are the rivalries. So every player must have 2 player rivals. Just realised that's not in my general rules. That needs to be in my general rules. They know it's a rule. So every player must have 2 player rivals. So France, for example, is currently rivaled with Castile and England. Castile is currently rivals with England and Morocco and Portugal. Castile's actually gone for the triumvirate. We've got Portugal with a rivalry with Morocco, Castile and Tlemcen. Aragon is rival to the Ottomans and England. So the Ottomans are kind of a free choice. They're a bit further away. But, oh, and England. So Aragon's actually played it relatively safe. We have got Denmark, who are rivaled to Novgorod. And allied to France. Interesting. Scotland's not a player. Burgundy's not a player. Sweden is not allowed to have rivals. Muscovy. Muscovy's rivals are also not player. I don't know that he could have rivaled Poland from the start. I think Poland starts too small because they don't have the Commonwealth yet. As soon as this becomes the Polish-Lithuanian Commonwealth, however, Poland's power is just going to expand. Poland is rivals with Denmark and with the Ottomans. The Ottomans are rivals with Poland, Mamelukes, and Austria. Mamelukes are not a player, though. Holland. Holland is still under Burgundy, probably. Did they get their support independence from anyone? They have no offers of support independence. Nobody wants to fight against Burgundy. No, they're already independent. Never mind. Because they have allies of their own. France, Brandenburg, and Denmark. No rivals, but as a 3 PM, that is not surprising. Everyone else at this stage is bigger than they are. Morocco, I think we had already checked. Castile, Portugal. What about down here in Ethiopia? Do they have any player rivals? No player rivals as yet. I'm going to guess Congo doesn't either. In fact, Congo has no rivals. Full stop. Am I going to be the observer for the entire game? I will be, yes. Diplomatic map mode should show you the rivalries. That is true. So, Austria. No, it doesn't. It shows you allies, but not rivals. Unless, of course, there is a rivals map mode. There's a rivals map mode. There we are. So Castile is with France, Portugal, and Morocco. England, France, Aragon. Denmark, Novgorod, Poland, Lithuania. So they have one player rival. Bohemia. No, Bohemia's not a player. Austria is rivals with France, the Ottomans. What do the yellow ones mean? Oh, people who've rivaled them, probably. Yeah, Austria probably starts with a lot of rivals. Did Austria... They're allied to Brandenburg, aren't they? What about Daiviet? I have not spent a lot of time looking at Daiviet because they are so far removed from the other players. I did ask the players to generally play in a fairly similar location. So a lot of the players are based out here in Europe. Some of the less confident or newer players have chosen to go into Africa. And then we've got Daiviet over there. We are supposed to have a Korea. Korea is a protected nation, which means nobody can go to war with them because we do have another player who said they wanted to play as Korea. And we were supposed to have a Japan. But in a bout of very late game shenanigans, he switched over to Austria. In what was a planned move. They had asked me permission to do that, saying, hey, if we announce what country we want to play as, do we actually have to play as that country? I was like, no. Not until we start. So we have got a war. The Timurids have gone to war with... Why are you not displaying who you're at war with? Ajam, Ardalan, Luristan, Nogai, and Kandar. Now the diplomatic map mode is going to be useful. So Timmy still hasn't imploded. I don't know if they will. Shah Rukh is still around. Nogai, Kandar, Ajam, Ardalan. So what is this war over? This is against Ajam, so I think this is just a war of expansion. Unless Ajam starts as one of the minions who broke free. That is entirely possible. So if we go to the ledger real quick, relations, flip over to the current wars, and we will see the Timurid reconquest of Tehran. So there is that. And then we had the other player war, which is Muscovy. Muscovy is currently fighting against... It's not showing me diplomacy options. This is very annoying. I have to go into here to see them. Muscovy is fighting against Novgorod. Zero surprises there. All of Ajam is Timurid cause. Ah, okay. Cool. Right, I'm going to pour myself some tea because I have still not done so. And I'm getting thirsty. And if I'm going to be talking for 3 hours, then I'm going to need something. The first great betrayal. Oh, we have a player war. We have a player war. So we've got Castile, Portugal, and France fighting right now. What is this war all about? Castile versus Portugal and France is the Castellan conquest of Beira. So Castile is trying to go after the Portuguese. However, the English have said no. England broke their alliance. That's a 5-year truce, which I think is a truce, betrayal. Same with Aragon, same with Granada. Granada I'm not surprised by. In fact, no, Granada's truce is default. That's to stop Granada being gobbled up at the beginning of the game. But Aragon and England both refused to protect Portugal, so this is Calico's first attempt to expand. I did say at the beginning, Calico historically has been an extremely aggressive player. Early on that tends to benefit him, but later on he does tend to be a little bit weaker when it comes to the diplomacy. So when player alliances start solidifying, and once you get some other player blobs coming around, that's when Calico tends to struggle. So I am expecting an early start with the Castellan player, or Castellan. Let's just take a look at them right now. We have the Portuguese on 0 morale. That's going to be a stack wipe right there. They've gone straight for Lisboa to try and take that. Although we do have the French protecting Portugal, do we not? We do. France not yet getting access. It looks like Aragon has said no. Has Aragon joined the war? No, they're just moving some troops over on full morale. So I'm wondering... Oh, Portugal won! Portugal won that fight. Crikey. And Portugal's making a run for it. So it looks like Portugal's going to let France try to do the fighting. I don't know if France is going to get military access through Aragon, though. That's going to be a fairly big deal. I love the fact that Portugal's just running, most likely over to here. Although they might be trying to take some of the outlying Castellan territory just to get them some war score, but losing the war score over here would be kind of a big deal. That first victory for Poland, though, that came out of nowhere. How did they win that? Thought France was on Castile's side. Nope, France is at war with Castile. It's France and Poland versus Castile. So if we go and take a quick look at the French, we can see the French are massing on the Aragonese border, but it doesn't look like they have access. Let's just take a very quick look to see if they do have it. Guaranteeing independence. Conditional access to Portugal. Conditional access to Portugal. Aragon's given access to nobody, so France is going to be relying on shipping troops around. The combined French-Portuguese navy can probably defeat that of Castile. We have 5 heavies on the Franco-Portuguese side versus 3 heavies. Early on, heavies are completely dominant. Like the other ships, you may as well ignore them. Plus, they do have more transports and they do have more barks, although barks early game are awful. Transports can add a couple of extra hit points to a naval battle, but just generally these guys should win. Plus, I think Portugal starts with a good admiral because he is the explorer. So yeah, at sea they should be able to win. So if France wanted to, they would be able to ship troops in. Do I keep calling Portugal Poland? Do I? Oh, whoops. Looks like someone's lagging behind. It's not actually Helson pausing, it's when someone lags and it says, okay, you've lagged so far behind. That needs to reset. Who is this? Eagle. I'm gonna have to message him. Because this is getting a bit silly.